I've shown you my budget, where my money goes, and how I save $850 monthly. But I didn't start out doing everything right. Today I'm sharing the 5 biggest money mistakes I made on a $60K salary. Mistakes that cost me thousands of dollars and months of progress toward financial goals. If you've watched my previous videos, you've seen the optimized version of my budget. Clean, organized, 25% savings rate. That's not how it started at all. When I first got my $60K job, I made every rookie mistake possible. Let me walk you through them so you can avoid the pain I experienced. These aren't small oops moments. These are major mistakes that kept me broke despite making decent income. Let's start with the biggest one that almost everyone makes initially. Mistake number 1. I budgeted on gross income instead of take-home pay. This was absolutely devastating to my finances, and I didn't even realize it at first. Remember in my tax video when I showed how $60K becomes $3,400 monthly after deductions? I didn't understand that when I started this job initially. I saw $60,000 annual salary and thought that's $5,000 per month. So I planned my entire budget around having $5,000 monthly to work with consistently. Apartment hunting. I looked at places costing $1,200 to $1,400 because that's 30% of $5,000. Seemed reasonable based on the 30% rule everyone mentions. Car shopping. I figured I could afford a $300 monthly payment. Insurance, subscriptions, lifestyle expenses. I planned everything around $5,000 monthly available to spend. Then my first paycheck hit my account. $3,400, not $5,000. I was genuinely confused. Where did the other $1,600 go every single month? Federal taxes took $600. State taxes took $200. Social Security and Medicare took $380. Health insurance $200. 401k contribution to $50. $1,600 disappeared before money ever touched my checking account. I never saw it. Never had it available to spend. Yet I'd budgeted assuming it existed completely. This meant every single month, I was short $1,600 from what I'd planned to spend. That gap got filled with credit cards creating debt I'm still paying off. The apartment I'd chosen, too expensive for my actual take-home pay. Took me a year and moving costs to fix that mistake when lease ended finally. The lesson: always budget on take-home pay, not gross income. Only budget dollars that actually hit your checking account after all deductions are already removed completely. Go back and watch my tax breakdown video if you haven't yet. Understanding your real take-home pay is step 1 to budgeting successfully without going into debt monthly. Mistake number 2. I didn't track my expenses at all for the first 6 months. Just spent money and hoped enough remained at month end. Somehow, remember my expense video where I broke down every single dollar of my $24-27 monthly spending? That level of awareness came from painful lessons learned the hard way. When I first started this job, I had zero idea where my money actually went each month. Rent disappeared automatically. Utilities got paid. Beyond that, complete mystery really. I'd check my bank account on the 15th and wonder why only $400 remained when I got paid 2 weeks ago, with way more available then. Food was my biggest black hole. I wasn't meal prepping like I showed in my expense video. I was ordering takeout constantly, without even tracking the total cost. $20 here for lunch delivery. $30 there for dinner. $15 for breakfast sandwich and coffee. Doesn't seem like much in the moment at all individually. But I tracked it for 1 month later and discovered I was spending $450 monthly on food delivery alone. That's $100 more than my entire grocery budget now. I'd grab drinks with coworkers without thinking, buy stuff on Amazon impulsively, subscribe to services, and forget about them. Death by 1,000 small transactions, killing my finances. The turning point came when I overdrafted my checking account, despite making $60K annually. That was my rock-bottom wake-up call that something had to change immediately. I started using a simple spreadsheet tracking every single dollar, every coffee, every subscription, every purchase. Everything got logged. The awareness was shocking and eye-opening to see reality. In 1 month of tracking, I found $200 in subscriptions I wasn't even using. Gym membership I never visited. Streaming services barely watched, all adding up. The lesson: you cannot control what you don't measure accurately. Track every dollar for at least 1 month. The awareness alone will change your spending behavior dramatically. Download a budgeting app, use a spreadsheet, or just keep receipts and log them. Method doesn't matter. Awareness matters. Start tracking everything today without waiting longer. Mistake number 3. Lifestyle creep. After getting the 60K job destroyed my savings ability, I upgraded everything immediately thinking I'd finally made it successfully. Before this job, I was making 45K living, very modestly, roommate situation. Paid off older car. Minimal subscriptions, packed lunch daily. Lived below my means comfortably. Then I got the 60K offer. In my mind, I'd achieved success. Time to finally live the lifestyle I deserved after years of hard work and sacrifice. I immediately upgraded my apartment from shared roommate situation at $600 monthly to solo one-bedroom at $1,250. Felt like I earned it and deserved better quality. Traded in my perfectly good paid-off car for a newer model with a $300 monthly payment. Told myself, successful people drive nice cars, not beaters anymore. Started eating out constantly because I could finally afford it. Upgraded to premium subscriptions. Bought new clothes. Weekend trips. All the things I'd denied myself before finally available. Within 3 months, my expenses had increased by $1,000 monthly. My income went up 15K annually, but expenses went up 12K. Net gain almost nothing. I was still living paycheck to paycheck, just at a higher spending level. No emergency fund. No savings. No progress toward financial goals, despite making way more income. This is lifestyle creep in action. Income increases, expenses increase to match. Financial situation stays exactly the same despite earning significantly more money over time. The lesson I learned: when income increases, keep expenses mostly flat, and bank the difference. That gap between income and expenses becomes wealth building exponentially over time. If I'd kept my 45K lifestyle when earning 60K, I'd have saved 15K extra that first year. Instead, I saved nothing and went into debt. Now when I get raises, I commit to saving at least half before increasing lifestyle spending. 5% raise means 2.5% to savings, 2.5% to lifestyle. This balanced approach lets me enjoy income growth without falling into the lifestyle creep trap that keeps people broke despite earning 6 figures eventually in their careers. Mistake number 4. I had absolutely no emergency fund when emergencies inevitably happened. This created a devastating debt cycle I struggled to escape from for months. In my savings video, I showed how I now put $250 monthly toward building a 6-month emergency fund. That discipline came from learning this lesson hard. 6 months into the 60K job, my car needed major unexpected repairs. Transmission issue. Mechanic quoted $1,200 to fix it properly without temporary patches. I had $300 in savings total at that point, barely enough to cover the problem. Where would $1,200 come from on short notice without planning ahead? Credit card. Put the whole thing on credit card at 19% interest. Told myself I'd pay it off next month when I had the money available to clear it. Next month came. Between rent, bills, and lifestyle expenses I couldn't cut immediately. I could only pay $200 toward the card. Still owed $1,000 at high interest. Then another emergency hit. Minor medical issue needing urgent care visit and prescription. Another $300 on the credit card added to existing balance owed already. Now I owed $1,300 on credit card, charging 19% interest monthly. Minimum payment was $50. I was trapped in the debt cycle completely without escape. It took me 8 months of aggressive paydown to clear that credit card debt. 8 months of stress, interest charges, and feeling like I was drowning financially despite decent income. The lesson: emergency fund isn't optional. It's essential for financial stability. Without it, every unexpected expense becomes high-interest debt, trapping you in a vicious cycle forever. Start with $1,000 as a starter emergency fund. Then build to 1 month of expenses. Then 3 months. Then 6 months as your full target protection. My $250 monthly adds up to $3,000 yearly. At that rate, my $14,000 emergency fund target takes about 5 years to fully fund completely. Sounds long, but it's happening automatically every month now. And when my car needed tires recently, money was sitting there waiting. No stress, no debt, no panic at all. Mistake number 5. I tried to budget using willpower alone instead of automation. This guaranteed failure every single month, without exception, no matter how motivated I felt initially. In my savings video, I explained my complete automation system. Money moves automatically to savings before I can spend it. That system came from failing manually repeatedly. First, my first budget attempt. I told myself I'd transfer $500 to savings at the end of each month from whatever remained after expenses. Seemed reasonable and doable. Month 1, Needed new work clothes. Ended the month with only 100 extra. Transferred 100 instead of 500. Told myself next month would be better definitely. Month 2. Friend's birthday celebration. Spent more on gifts and dinner out. Actually ended the month negative. Pulled from savings to cover expenses. Net savings now zero total. Month 3. Just really wanted new headphones. They were on sale. Perfect timing. Told myself I deserved a reward for working hard. Again, no money left at month end for savings. This pattern repeated for 6 months straight. Every month I had good intentions. Every month willpower failed. Every month excuses why this month was different and exceptions were needed. The fundamental problem. I was trying to save whatever remained after spending. There was never anything remaining because expenses always expand to fill available money somehow magically. Once I learned about pay yourself first and automation, everything changed completely. Now, savings happens before I can spend money on anything else at all each month. Every payday, within 24 hours, automatic transfers move money to 3 separate savings accounts. Emergency fund gets to 50. Annual expenses gets 200. Opportunity fund gets 150. I don't see that money. I don't make a decision about it. I don't require willpower. It just happens automatically before I can mess it up with excuses or exceptions. What's left in checking after automated transfers is my spending money guilt-free. I know savings already happened. Whatever remains is mine to spend on expenses and discretionary purchases. This system has worked flawlessly for 2 years now. I've saved over 20,000 using automation. Before automation, I saved zero using willpower. The difference is night and day dramatic. The lesson: automate everything you can in your financial life. Savings, bill payments, retirement contributions. Remove decision-making and willpower from the equation completely for success. If your bank allows it, set up automatic transfers the day after payday. If not, switch to a bank that does. This one change is worth more than any budgeting app. Looking back at these 5 mistakes, they cost me probably $20,000 in lost savings, paid interest and poor decisions over 2 years of failing at budgeting initially. $20,000 I could have invested. That money growing at 7% over 30 years would become $150,000. That's the true cost of these mistakes long term. But the biggest cost wasn't money, it was stress. The constant anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck, despite making decent income. The shame of having nothing saved. The fear of emergencies. Once I fixed these 5 mistakes, my entire financial life transformed completely. Same 60K income, completely different financial situation just by changing behaviors and systems implemented correctly. Now I want you to learn from my mistakes instead of making them yourself. Let's do a quick recap of the 5 and how to avoid them starting today. Mistake 1. Budgeting on gross instead of take-home. Solution: calculate your real take-home pay after all deductions. Watch my tax video for exact breakdown and methodology to determine yours. Mistake 2. Not tracking expenses at all. Solution: track every dollar for 1 month minimum. Use app, spreadsheet, or notebook. Awareness changes behavior automatically without forcing anything. Mistake 3. Lifestyle creep after income increases. Solution: when you get raises, save at least half. Let lifestyle improve slowly, while banking the difference for wealth building over time. Mistake 4. No emergency fund when emergencies happen. Solution: build $1,000 immediately, then 1 month expenses, then 6 months. Make it priority number 1, always first. Mistake 5. Relying on willpower instead of automation. Solution: automate savings, transfers the day after payday. Pay yourself first before spending on anything else each month, without exception. If you implement just these 5 fixes, your financial life will transform within 6 months guaranteed. You'll have savings building automatically. Expenses under control. Stress weighed down significantly. These aren't complicated. They're simple. But simple doesn't mean easy. You have to actually do them consistently every month, without exceptions or excuses holding you back from progress. The best time to fix these mistakes was when you first started working. The second best time is right now, today. Don't wait until you've wasted another year making my mistakes. Go back and watch my complete budget series if you haven't already. Video 1 shows the overview. Video 2 explains taxes. Video 3 breaks down expenses. Video 4 covers savings strategy completely. Then take action immediately. Calculate your take-home pay. Start tracking expenses. Set up automated savings. Choose one thing and do it today, not tomorrow, when motivation might fade away completely. Drop a comment telling me which of these 5 mistakes you've made or are currently making. No judgment here. We've all been there. Awareness is the first step to change always. If this video helped you, subscribe because I'm breaking down every aspect of building wealth on a middle-class income. Real experiences, real mistakes, real solutions that actually work in practice. Thanks for watching me share my failures and lessons learned. Sometimes the best teacher is painful experience. Hopefully, my pain saves you from making the same mistakes I did years ago. See you in the next video where I'll show you exactly how I track my budget monthly using the system I've refined over 2 years of trial and error.